Hi everyone, I'm finally back with some standard, and today I have a cool take on blue-green midrange, a deck that's been around ever since Ouroboros got printed, maybe even before. And this list is a little different. Has a Spider-Man card, Drunath, Reviver of the Hive, um, but kind of it sounds funny to say big innovation or the card that not everyone plays right now is Riddler, which is funny because it's arguably the best card in modern, one of the best card in modern, one of the best cards in standard, and yet I don't think it sees plays in most blue green version. So yeah, a lot of cards you usually find in blue green, and then Riddler, you're trying to dump your hand pretty fast. You have a lot of ones, which works well with Riddler, works well to trigger Drunath the first time around, and then the rest is kind of filling up the curve, some utility, a tiny bit of spells. I guess one non-creature spell main deck, one and the two talents, one veil, two talents, and 22 lands. Sideboard I'll go over. I'm gonna talk about the list real quick, about my card choices and some choices you can make instead of these cards. So I went with the full 16 one-drops. You could even play more. I think the next best one might be C Note Scout, the 1 mana 1/1 Explorer for 1 green. You could play less one-drops and more cards like Beastbinder, more talents, the full 4 Creator index, since that card's pretty good in blue-red. The original build I got from Predrag, one of my sub/viewers, really active standard player, had 2 Surax in the main. That's totally fine. I'm trying 1 Fenrir right now. He also had the Spider Woman card, the 2/2 for 2 flying that makes their creatures and artifacts coming into play tapped. I'm not sure how I feel about that one. 2-drop that dies to Torch without giving you value that dies to Burst Lightning. I think it's a little weak. I think you can maybe play the first one. Might be good enough, but I decided to cut it all together. And you could also play less lands. I think the build he gave me originally had 20 lands. And then today in the showcase, we went up to 21 lands. There was the standard showcase on Magic Online. I went respectable 5 and 3. I lost a couple control decks, so some of my sideboard choices are going to reflect that. But um, yeah, those are the cards you could play. I mean, you could really play anything. You could play, some main deck counters maybe. You could play the drowners people play sometimes. Just drowner might be fine. So obviously tons of choices. And as far as the mana base goes, you could play maybe a second Vinestock. I think Starting Town is better than the new, I think it's called Multiverse Passage, because Multiverse Passage doesn't let you go turn on Siren into double green spell on 2. So I think Starting Town probably a little better, but unclear. And then, yeah, you could play a second Vinestock. You could play one less land. You could play a land in the sideboard for matchups where your creatures die a lot, or matchups where people bring in more removal card like Fire Magic. You might want to trim, Pop Attribute Create a Siren and add a land. So that could make sense. I'm usually not a big fan of land in the sideboard, but it might make sense to have it in the sideboard and have an extra 2 in the deck. You kind of do want to dump your hand with Riddler and make your land drops at the same time and get to 4 mana with 4 Uro. So I'm going to try 22, but that might be a few too many. And the sideboard, the red matchup has been pretty tough, so 400 Bolt Screams here for that. You could also play Fresh Start, which is blue and 1 flash -5 minus, so that's a bit better against the dragon. Can be better in some spots against some of their haste creatures, but Enable to Scream deals with the Needlekin, I think it's called, the one that pings you whenever you draw. Extra removal for the mirror. Extra beast binders for matchups where ability is relevant, which is a lot of them, which, you could definitely have that card, more of that card in the main. It's obviously pretty awful against control decks, which is a reason why I have 2 and 2. I think control's still like somewhat popular, despite maybe not being the greatest. And then the rest of the sideboard is kind of anti-control stuff. I'm trying 3 counter spells, 2 intrusion, 1 mutation. A couple flash creatures gives you a little more game against sweepers, and also plays nicely when you're holding counter spell mana up. You can at least maybe use your mana if they don't play into it. Oko is another card that's trying to dodge Day of Judgment and Devious Cover Up, or Deadly Cover Up. So yeah, options could be just more Detect Intrusion or more Repulsive Mutation, depending on which one you like better. Decks for creators for the blue-red decks and the graveyard decks. I thought about cards like the 5-mana Vivian. There's also Trailblazer, which is kind of cool. You can plot it, and then the turn after they cast a sweeper, the dream is to Trailblazer into Riddler, stuff like that. You could even maybe play cards like, to pair with your counter spells, you could play something like Think Twice or Dreams of Laguna to have kind of, not get too punished when they play at instant speed, don't have the sweeper. So yeah, I'm gonna take that deck for a spin. I haven't played it a ton so far. I'm gonna do, what should I do? Standard metagame challenge, qualifier, playing best of one that's limited. I'm just gonna I think I'm gonna do some ladder matches. I might have better competition there than in the metagame challenge. Let's do some standard ranked. Still a little tuning to do for sure, and just trying to figure out in general if the deck's good enough. It has been a little inconsistent for me. Let's keep that hand. Let's see what's gonna ping me for the last. I think Breeding Pool 1 is good here. And then play the elf. Could kind of keep track. You could keep track of whether the 1 island, the 1 vine stock would just be better as spells in the games. Alright, well. What would the island be? It would probably be Beastbinder number 3, something like that. Do not need the GG right now. Probably gonna be coming up with a decent bit of standard content since my next big tournament is the World Championship. The constructed format will be standard, even though we have new set coming, bans coming, so probably a little different. Let's see. Oh, it's kind of a tough one. Sorcery, instant creature, artifact. I mean, it's kind of a must kill. Just 7/7 trample for 2 mana, kind of. Obviously, I'd rather just see a bunch of Riddler from now on, but I'll still keep Curator. Oops. I think that was just a misclick. Sorry, not sorry. I was so sorry I snap blocked. Could be relevant if they have Kaido. That 1/1 could have helped them protect Kaido potentially. Sure, this is doing that much for me. Well, I guess it forces him to always target the creator at least. Horrible misclick. Still gonna probably lose. $22 lands, 4 elves, 4 genes. It's almost free mana sources. Destroy target non-outlaw. Alright. It is dead. I think I'm just gonna hope I draw Uro. Keep my creatures around. I'm not sure Uro saves me at this point though. Alright. Still blue-black was a really, really easy matchup. I did probably make some cuts, like Talon's probably pretty strong against them. Thorax pretty strong. I don't think I want to mess with the deck, honestly. I think I just mostly want to vomit my hand. I guess Curator. I mean, Curator seems fine, right? It gets big pretty easily, and it can maybe deal with Curiosity. I think having all these 1-drops is a reason why the matchup's probably pretty decent in the first place. Let's try no changes. It is tempting to just slide in a bunch of cards there. Like Beastbinder, Curiosity are the ones that come to mind. I don't have that many payoffs. I have 8 payoffs. Thorax not really a payoff, but it's probably a pretty painful card for them. I think the original list had 2 Serac in the main, 1 in the sideboard. Maybe it's one of the stronger cards in the matchup. Maybe all the small changes I made for other matchups just made that one a little worse. Pepe and taxes. And taxes is deep in the sideboard tank. Is there some kind of lag? Alright, much better. What's my hand? Elf and double siren, not double elf. Yeah, I think elf double siren's the keep. You see a bunch of cards. They were super well set up for Uro and Riddler. I just didn't know what I was up against. For those who missed it, I uploaded a vlog from the Pro Tour where I had a pretty good run. It was different content, not gameplay, but it looks like people enjoyed it. And yeah, I'll play a little Modern. Probably going to be uploading a bit of Modern too still. People have... There's a bunch of regional championships that are Modern. And yeah, on the stream I've just been playing Standard and Modern this week. Mostly Modern since I got back from the Pro Tour. Alright, might have to edit that part. I just edited the whole first match, I guess. Alright, second match. My opponent just had to go, I guess, after game one. So, lost game one against Blueback and didn't find out how things would end. Pretty strong hand here. Let's see if Fenrir is better than Surak for me this game if it comes up. Maybe some kind of mirror match. Actually, I tunnel vision. Maybe Fenrir was just better here. It's a lot of board presence. What is my opponent playing? Starting town, but no 1-drop, no 2-drop beast. I'm a little confused. Did the combo deck? Dimir Beast combo? It could still pop off. I don't have lethal. Oh, is it the... No. Yes? I was gonna say it's the Omniscience deck, but I don't think so. This is a +1/+1 counter. Do not know what my opponent is up to. If they have sweepers in their deck or not. I'll send the Fenrir. Send everyone. Blocking the 2 on tramples? No, okay, Fenrir. Makes more sense. What are they playing? Maybe Yuna? Yikes. have 8 trample damage and they only have 2 endurance. So I'm assuming they're just dead on board. Yeah. Cavern of Souls on Beast. Guarding Town, white green. I'm out of the loop. Probably want to bring in counter spells. And someone was Cavern of Souls. Curator? It'll look really dumb if it's a Yuna deck. That board had the Curators. Alright, I'm just gonna not sideboard, I guess. When in doubt. Might be a horrible mistake. Oof. Better. I'll agree to bid and bottom of 1-drop. Let's see. I think this is worth it. This line enters step no matter what. Oh, it is Dredger's Insight. Okay, it is Yuna. Some sweepers, Yuna. Alright, now I feel like I need to high roll a bit, so I'm just gonna play Paw Patch now. Dodge, yeah, maybe they play both. Maybe they play Yuna and the 4-free. Looks like a really cool build either way. Alright, I usually sandbag the Riddler, but here I'm just gonna play now. And don't wanna trade. Not especially. Can maybe overpower Yuna. Okay, this Kona rescue Beastie. Very cool. I think that build also plays Omniscience, right? Or do you not even really need Omniscience? Knight. Okay. Oh yeah, I can beat a knight. Alright, they get to start copying that. Alright, I'll let them do... Yeah, I'm gonna let them do their thing. Also, I think there's like a tiny chance that maybe Uru can win it for me. Pretty cool. Might have to try their deck next. Land copy it. Are they splitting up? Oh, that's really good. It was split up too. That's really sick. Alright, I'm just gonna make sure that's what they're doing. Not sure what else it would be. That looks like I found my deck for Worlds. Broken. Sick. All right. Let's do all the creators. Let's do the mutation. Beastbinder. Beastbinder is pretty nice against Fenrir, is pretty nice against Elf. Pretty nice against Split Up. Veil can go. This counter's triggered too. Sora can go. Malcolm flies. We didn't see a lot of flyers. Thing doesn't fly, right? Hard-hitting questions. Oko. Oko's kind of a non-bow is Urodo. Maybe I just won't do Fenrir. Maybe Paw Patch can go. Maybe the ones can go. Some of the ones. Detect Intrusion. They probably play 4 split ups. Countering Trigger might just be all I need. I think their deck's a little clunky, so maybe I'll just do both detects. Counter split up, and it counters first unit trigger. White Overlord trigger, just lots of triggers. Great hands. And tap the Talons, Federal 1-drop too. We're gonna just tap it to level it up. Pretty happy with that hand. Hello. Not impacting the board. I like it. Talon's really good when you have Uro. It's a little underwhelming when you don't. Okay. How do I play against Split Up? I guess it's just that plus Malcolm, right? So this is gonna be tapped. I want to tap my talent. Might as well always put the counters on Uro. Well, you don't have an actual sweeper. Actual Day of Judgment. He's my friend. He says not gonna cut it. Or is it? We get to live a turn. I like my chances. Too bad there's not a show your hand option here. I did not find my world's deck. Okay. Cool deck though. Definitely cool deck. Ranking up, bullying gold players. The usual yellow hat MO. I ended up mythic in limited last season. Playing a bunch of Edge of Eternity draft on Arena, preparing for the Pro Tour, but very little constructed. My favorite tip. If you play through 3 of your turns without seeing the timer fuse, you'll get a 30-second extension for a future turn. I wouldn't know though. Awkward mana. Clunky start, no third land. Riddler kind of defeats the purpose when you can't empty your hand fast. So I could draw any land is pretty good. Siren's pretty good. It's not a lot of draws. I think I can do better. This is kind of better, I guess. Is Kenai even better than a Riddler with that hand? Let's not keep 2 Riddlers. But yeah, consistency issues for sure. Like low land count, all creatures. The mana should be pretty good. You do get a lot of good dual lands. Opposite colors, Rocket Theater, Grixis. Kind of where the awkwardness begins. Gotta play Gene first here. It's pretty rare that the Verge screws you over. This is a spot where the multiverse passage would be much better, obviously. That's the one of the downsides of the starting town. Doesn't turn up the Verge. You need to have exactly like only starting town Verge. You need to not have a Siren to use the mana of the Verge. Seems a little... Not sure if they play sweepers or not. Could do Curator plus Riddler, or could do Ouroboros. Maybe Curator's better. Better against a sweeper, for sure. The sweeper probably costs 5 mana. I mean, it's gotta be deadly cover up and nothing else. Yeah, I should have played Uro last turn. It was lethal over 2 turns. Can I recover? Probably not if their hand's good. Okay, if that's their play though. They don't have like stock up to go with it or anything. It's kind of nice. I was expecting like consult, stock up, into removal. Not just charm and nothing. Charm into free color deck's pretty sketch. Dragons, okay. Is the Corey gonna win them the game? It might. Yeah, pretty good when I'm at 12. Pretty damn good. Damn, I've been struggling against control. I get to draw cards. Oh, they just didn't bounce it. Flasher. Oh, -1 life. Played Breeding Pool first, obviously. Whoopsie. Okay. Alright, they have a bunch of Restless Reefs in play too. Need to really not have much. Are they gonna copy their River Regent? Like, I'm not even losing to a good control deck. think Charm's pretty loose. Probably playing Slasher in your control deck's pretty loose too. You know, it's not the worst thing was a sweeper. Alright, they can't use the Restless Reef. I'm not dead on boards. Wait, they're out of cards too? Oh no, they can use the Restless Reef. I am dead on boards. I blocked was a dragon. Oh, I'm still kind of cooked. Have to chum good onto one. And you draw like on tap painless green and a 1-drop, and I need them to have nothing. Easy. And that's core in play still. Oh, on tap and blue 1-drop too. Alright, yeah, maybe their hand was like super clunky. If I played Uru that one turn, I would have won. Alright, let's try the anti-control cards. Still a few creatures. I'm still gonna cut Beastbinder. What's the plan here? Trim Siren. I feel like Ura is awkward. It's kind of bad against cheap spot removal, and it's kind of bad into sweeper as well. Sirens are nice with detect intrusion. You know what? I'm just gonna cut the veil. I know they have spot removal, but I think I'd rather have creatures was the way I'm boarding in the counter spells. Maybe I'll try cutting Ur boards. I feel like that card's just been awkward against control. It's a little just tougher to cast when they're killing your elves. Very nice start was Riddler top deck. Trying to bait something. So my Riddler doesn't get countered. Alright. We're successful. I was drawing the card of Fenrir can be kind of a non-bow as Riddler. Because then you're drawing a card, but you're not really... You're not getting it back from Riddler because it's harder to empty your hand. I counter that trigger. That's really good. I have a good card on top. Why not? Why the hell not? Alright, even if sweep the board, I get to put them down to 2. Bitter Triumph, okay. We didn't see a ton of removal for the mana that deals with the Vinestock. What do you have? Letting me attack. Oh. Playing off my deck. Well, you can't find a sweeper off my deck at least. Oh, I'm silly. Siren was maybe just lethal. I guess that's chum block. Alright. Dragon. Dragon, Bitter Triumph, Caustic. Yeah, it doesn't really make me want to have Uro in my deck. But maybe I should at least have a second one. Why did I keep all the creators? They're cheap, cover up, slasher. They're pretty bad against removal too, though. Let's do 2-2 splits. Drawing more than one creator is gonna feel bad. Even drawing the first one might feel bad sometimes. I mean, Siren and Detect Intrusion. The hand's a little better than it looks. I have the 2 creators though. Funny. Alright, 1 drop into Druinist something. And let's keep the counter spell. I'm not gonna get too greedy here. Just set up against spot removal. And then chill is my counter spell now. I wonder if there's a 4-mana sweeper. You could have like Ill-Time Explosion. Maybe play around that. A little face up, but I could have a few things. Please. I have one easily if I just counter the first slasher. Double Misrise Village in the Charm deck. So greedy. Pretty sketch. I am just struggling against these control decks, though, I'm not gonna lie. Oh, I'm not even drawing 2. I want to counter it, honestly. Didn't even use the, like... Oh my god. Alright, we got there. Well, maybe they have their own counter. They just baited me. No, I can't counter their sweeper. I don't know if they did it on purpose, but... Played. I don't know how much damage that is. Yeah, you know what to do is counter the first slasher and I probably win. Oh yeah, I even had Riddler on top right. I probably just played that game really poorly. Just played too scared, thought the slasher wouldn't be that big of a deal. Do they have I can just get rid of my Riddlers too. Hiya! Slasher was just perfect. Does play both ways. Pretty important in a control deck to play creatures that play both ways like that. That greedy keeping Fenrir, probably right. I'd have Restless Reef too. To maybe draw cards. Yeah, this is GG. I need Enduring Curiosity or Planeswalker Oko exactly, I think. Okay. I mean, even that's not good enough. Need them to mail like a thing twice, which I don't have. Oh, my Oko. My outs. Alright, good game. Yeah, I just didn't play this game very well. Just really played that game very poorly. Kind of, at least you learn something in the games you mess up usually. Instead of just stream rolling your opponents. Do try to win sweepers though. There's like the free mana Kaido, but it's double blue, so it's a whole hard to cast on curve. You just want to probably stack like cards like Surak, Fenrir, Riddler, Planeswalker counter, just have a bit more. Laurie. Laurie was a famous French singer. I was a kid when I was a teenager. Let's see. Elf. Talon. Paw Patch. Maybe just get rid of the talent. Play a little safe. I think he'd have a lot of spot removal. Also, if they don't interact, I get to copy Paw Patch and copy Beastbinder. Alright, the Menace. Let's see how I do. Recopying Siren or Paw Patch. I think Paw Patch. Hopefully next turn Beastbinder is not too slow. I'm not sure I can beat the nuts, but I can probably beat most other draws. Alright, Vivian the yards. Okay. That's pretty cool when it does what it's supposed to do. Friend Scholar. Color when you have Ur on top. And if I'd known, I could have put the counter on Druneth and hit and have Dubs Ura next turn. Whatever, probably good enough. Yeah, it's trample. Props. Is Props into Cauldron good enough? Cauldron probably overwrites the Beastbinder, right? And it gains the ability. Layers. So they can have 6 more mana. Still not that scary. I don't know what they're targeting. I'm not going to target a Beastbinder. Beastbinder are just lethal. I saw the line. Alright. I don't sideboard a ton in the matchup, I think. I think I want one Curator, the Beastbinders, and maybe one hard-hitting question on the draw. And trim a Riddler, trim a Talent, even though they're all good with Uro, it's kind of your best draws. Just gonna straight up cut the one Veil I have, and maybe cut a Siren. Probably should expect some number of fire magic, 1 or 2. Not sure what the average is, but kind of, you want to draw either 0 or 1 hard-hitting question, but you don't even really need the first one, I think. You have some draws that can be their good draws anyways without it. And you really want to make sure you don't draw too many. Talon, I'm not so sure. Talon's a tough one. This part of your best draws was like turn 1 mana dork, talent into Uro. It's a hand. Just gonna get rid of hard-hitting questions since my creatures are not very strong. That was a good draw with hard-hitting questions. 4 power. Need lands. Like a land in a 1-drop. Where's the land? Let's play Beastbinder first. Okay, no braid. Nice. Tapping 2 mana on their turn, don't mind it. Come on, I got the land, now I need the 1-drop. Easy. Unlucky. Do I have time for Beastbinder Trineth? I mean, do I have time to not play Beastbinder? I could do that. Try and put a counter on it. Let's greed a bit. So if I put a counter, it's good as my Beastbinder next turn. If I don't put a counter, it is good. Like if I hit a land, and then it's good if I hit any 1-drops. Don't look like there's much going on. Oh. Get 2 Beastbinders for the price of 1. Let's go. What do you have? Do you play like Flash Freeze or Scatter? Disdainful Stroke. Makes sense. Actually, that's probably what my opponent had. I played a match today where they just had 2 men out the whole time and they just died to random beatdowns. I was just saving Ouroboros in hand. Alright, I'm out of action. Maybe I should have just played around that and not played regular right away. It's not an absurd read to have. These fight are not the best against Mako, I guess. Probably still target it so it doesn't grow more. And then it does turn it into a 4/4. Thought I was kind of golden. I'm gonna wait a turn, start chum blocking. see, Tursa and need a Scholar because it has flying. They're out of cards, so they're not as likely to be able to trigger the Mako. I'll just give them more damage. Kind of in a horrendous shape if they just do that, yeah. I feel like double chump, probably. Hopefully they make a bad attack and send in the Scholar. Sometimes people do that. They're like, yeah, whatever, they double block the Scholar, that's good for me. But obviously my plan is to not block with the Beast Binders here. Alright, that was nice. Still in bad shape, but that 2-2 might make a difference next turn. Better or worse than Sorak? Or just kind of neutral? I guess Sorak trades with Light Shatter here. I have to like block double chump. Can't really scoop, I have Riddler in my deck. Oh. What does that do? Dragon? Alright. Riddler's not saving me here. I think I'm not even going to do a hard-hitting question on the play. Does do the Riddler. And the talents. Probably just never board out Riddler in any matchup in play or draw. Can't be too wrong. One drop, please. That plays. That definitely plays. That might be better than a one drop. Alright, definitely playing this one first. Could put the counter and then get Dub's Beast Binder, or I could play an elf. Get Dub's Elf this turn, and then Dub's Beast Binder next turn. They already have Vivian the Yards. I don't had that kind of draw before. Talon pumping Drunas playing a 2-drop. Is it gonna be good enough? That's their turn. I like my chances. Hello. Go to draw. Don't have to worry about the Cauldron now. Don't have to worry about too much, honestly. They need a bolt. And that's their whole turn again. And I still get to exile Vivi. I've got to be trying that at this point. I see they're not trying that. They could just go FOMO, discard Vivi, Profs, Cauldron, play their whole deck, something silly, but not as likely. Let's see. I put counters on Curator. I get to attack for more. I guess if I put counters here, well, this thing can attack anyways. This is how I get to attack for the most damage this turn. Might be short-sighted. Is exhaust sorcery speed? It's sorcery speed. Maybe I should have killed the engineer. Let's see. The Beast Binders are unblockable. Target that one twice. Then it was Vine Stock. Make one of mine a bit bigger. They could have made the Pollinator bigger so they can't double block it. Oh, I was like, where did my land go? It just went back with my lands. Alright, I have 2 lethal Beastbinder because of talent. I have Vine Stock, like on tap plan is a good draw. Okay. They need their Mako to stay 1-1. No, that doesn't even work. I mean, they're just on board. Can't even misclick, really. Alright, we beat the big baddie. That matchup's been pretty decent. The run matchup's been a little closer. I think today in the showcase I beat blue-red like 2 or 3 times and lost it once. I lost to 2 control decks. I think I beat the mono red deck, maybe 2. So that matchup's been pretty decent. Let's see. I'm honestly not a huge fan of that Veil. It's just, I think maybe just for Talon over Veil I would do. I think I would play more Sirux between main and sideboard, but I do like... I think I like the first Fenrir. Maybe the fact that it dies is like too bad with Uro, but it also does pump your Uro for a lot of damage. I would keep trying it. But keep 22 lands. Maybe Malcolm's a little too cute. I was thinking you flashed it in after a sweeper, you even maybe combo with Riddler. Maybe just another Sirax. Also against blue-black, I kind of felt like I needed more Sirax. If somehow this deck stays around after the bans, if like Riddler stays around and blue-black becomes one of the best decks again. I want to consider more of that cards. Yep. Gonna be playing that deck some more, gonna be trying some other things. People were talking to me about the bug reanimator list. I'll see what does well in the standard showcase today to see if there's some cool decks, and that's gonna be it for today. As always, if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. Hope you all have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you next time. Take care, everyone.